My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Downfall. We're going to be continuing with the Guardian Ascension 2. Pop the Twitch choices off there. Enemies in the S2 combats, Flee and Terror. Ooh, if this is a question mark, we can get 2 elites with this. Come on, double elite, super early. Get the Twin Slam upgrade for a little bit extra damage, as well as the second socket, so I can take with Reckless Abandon more gems. Get a bronze scale there, as well as... Ooh, compile package is so good, though. Compile package is good too good to turn down. Gain 2 random gems. Love it. We'll go here, and then vulnerable to all enemies. I mean, that probably wants to go into curl up, but momentary dex does go into Twin Slam. So then I want to smith and upgrade the compile driver. Maybe I should just pop that in the Twin Slam anyway. You typically want your aggressive and defensive gems to be on defensive and aggressive cards, respectively. Because it's no good to have a card that you play that deals a bunch of damage and then makes enemies vulnerable, right? You want something that defends you, makes enemies vulnerable, and then you play a card afterwards that deals the damage. Curl up being upgraded is so good here. It's just compile package makes elite fights a lot easier. I mean, we've got... This is a free elite fight, and then we get another rest afterwards. I should have upgraded the curl up. Unceasing top. We actually get it this time. We don't don't look gift horse in the mouth there on that one. Pass. Then let's get the curl up upgrade. We should have had the ability to upgrade curl up previously, and then socket. Blah blah blah. Oh well. 2 more elites. Hell yeah. Let's keep it going. Ceramic fish. Whenever you add a card to your deck, gain 9 souls. Especially super early on, seems relevant for us. Hard pass. Alright, compile driver. Find me useful stuff. So we can compile driver to become the defects, pre-program, so put stuff in stasis, as well as time capacitor. It doesn't seem great. Sentry beam, sentry wave, the ability to make the enemy consistently weak, as well as deal some damage. Also, package bronze. Interesting. So we can hyper beam here if we want to. It's just we can only hyper beam once. We have a garnet enhanced. This is 60 damage. We want 60 damage. 60 damage matters. 2 artifact. Oh, it's 2 artifact because it gives me upgraded cards. Okay, and then this is also pre-upgraded. So the cards are upgraded, but compile driver was not showing me the upgraded ones? Skips my next turn, but that gets debuffed. Okay. Although I'm not going to be able to... No, wait, it is 3 costs. I can cast it again. It's good. Hype Beast statue. Potions always appear in combat rewards, as well as... Hello, my honey. Hello, my lovely. Hello, my ragtime sapphire or ruby? Sapphire. Easy pick right there. Oh, compile. Ancients. Ancient power, construct, and artifacts. There's also the package bronze to do the same thing we did previously. Honestly, package bronze to do the same thing we did previously seems the most impactful here. Bronze armor, bronze beam, attack. Hey, Twin Slam in 2 turns time. Neat. Could be a lot worse. We'll double up on the defend, attack again, get some thorns on the enemy. Decent amount of damage. Very decent amount of damage. That's not honestly what we were in the fight for, though. We were in the fight... Ooh, hello, Quartz. It's lovely to see you, Quartz. But where would you go in the deck, Quartz? Where would you go? Floating orbs and Quartz are both really good here. Floating orbs increases its damage as I increase my strength. I obviously intend to increase my strength over the course of this at some point. I'm just taking the 2 of them. Orb Beam is okay. I don't think I want it, though. Ugh. What a bad start. Awful opening turn right there. Let's get into defensive mode. Probably don't want to use the courts for a draw here, do I? Yeah, no, I don't. Just double strike there. Here's the next cycle. Hopefully we get big damage. We do get big damage. In fact, we get big lethal. At the end of your turn, place up to 1 card in hand in stasis, as well as the ability to upgrade a card any number. Honestly, it's hard pass all of those. Okay. So we just get a bunch of normal fights for the rest of this. I mean, it's okay. It's just not great. Let's compile, and yeah, none of these give us a benefit later. Emerald, Walker Claw, and Shield Charger. We still need to find something to take the gems before we take a bunch of gems, lest we just suddenly lose. Happens a lot. Okay. Quartz for the draw. Should have transformed earlier there. Not that it ended up mattering. Just got to keep that in mind for the future. And compile, we find Time Bomb, Spiker Protocol, and Repulsor in the shapes. Honestly, Package Ancients looks real good here. Ancient Construct. At the start of your turn, if you have no artifact, lose 1 artifact and or gain an artifact and lose an energy. But we'll gain 2 artifacts here. And then just blow up the enemy. That seems pretty good. Spiked Energy Drink and model the 2 highest cost cards in your hand. Probably not really going to want to do that. I'll pass those as well. Okay. Curl up into Floating Orb, into Garnet, defend, and then strike the frontliner. Does enough damage to kill the frontliner thanks to the extra thorns. Compile for bronze. Easy. Compile package has been so useful. Definitely the one that I wanted. I want a Swift Potion over any of these? Possibly not, I don't think. Well. There's no attacks in hand, draw 2 cards. It's not really going to help me, is it? Can't play that 2 times this turn, even if I wanted to, but I prevent 10 damage. And then we're just looking for Spheric Bronze. Never mind, we're all good. Even without that now. Ooh. It's all walk, draw a card, enter defensive mode. And then just blow all the enemies up, because it is very, very straightforward to finish this off now. Floating orbs. I want one of those. I've already got one of those in the base deck. I'm fine, thanks. I don't play the extra defend at the very end there because I don't want to draw a card that I wouldn't be able to play. Okay. Compile Driver should be able to bail me out of this one. Just in case not, let's get defensive. Never mind. We're all good. Blessing of the Forge there, as well as Prismatic Barrier. Hell yeah, I actually have somewhere to put all of these gems now. Enter defensive mode and draw. Enter defensive mode again. Defend, defend. Whew. Didn't end up drawing something there that we were sad to have drawn. Compile. This will help us decide how we're going to win. Orb Walk, Incinerates. This is a little bit of extra strength if we do it that way. I think I'll go with the Ancients here. Extra decks, extra artifacts. And perfect. So I should no longer really be able to be weakened. I'll also have the ability to use the momentary decks much more efficiently here. Ow, how dare you? Bulb Beam, Sapphire. Honestly, I kind of do want this to be my next hand. Do I? Probably not. Nice. So I lost an energy this turn, unfortunately, but the enemy is mainly buffing, so makes my life a little easier. Pick up another point of dex there, and hopefully defend, Orb Slam, let's go for the damage, and then probably double defend again. So the Cloak and Dagger there was showing 12 damage, but it was dealing 20. So I don't know why it was showing 12. Like, I guess it thought only one Infinite Blades, sorry, only one accuracy was out? Would that be right even then? No. It's weird. So shivs when they are a card are calculated correctly. Let's curl up first. Just keep trying to pop off. I like how much my Thorns have actually done work in this fight. Not super typical for them to contribute as hard as they just did. Turret Beam? Ancient Construct. There's Ancient Construct if we want it by base. Second compile package would be kind of funny. Just constantly cycling through low-cost cards that I just randomly added into the deck that previously upgraded as well. I actually like the idea of doing that a lot. Let's cut a potion for a block potion. I think that matters a lot more for us. Replaces Mode Shifter. Begin each combat in defensive mode, which persists for 5 turns. Oh, that's really good. That's so good. Okay, what's its text? Replace every 3,000 floors. Okay, I think we're just going to get away without having to replace that in this run. Right. Pretty much every path ends up with us starting here. Let's go for an enhance. Quartz goes into... I mean, Prismatic Barrier is the one that I really want to be carrying all of the heat in. I want this upgraded to get an extra slot. I also really want Compile. Alright. We'll go with Compile here. Let's compile package and see if any of these give us some thorns. Thorns. Let me see that thorn. No, okay, we do get spheric shields at the absolute least, though. And we're already not taking damage, so I'm going to get another floating orbs out there. All right, I forgot everyone's already going to be dead. Oops. Got him. Okay, yeah, we'll pass it. Extra potions. I guess I'll take the fruit juice, chomp that, and then strength pots? I guess, just to try and help me push through an elite fight. Alright, compile. Well, there's the package of bronze, which is going to use that this turn, right? Seems too effective to avoid. Let's curl up, making everyone vulnerable, and then go with the Twin Slam attack. Hold. So this turn, we get another compile package. Shamefully not similar. Same, rather. Extra draw there. So at the very least here, I'm going for more artifacts so that when I do... Ooh. Actually not going to use the construction form here. But I went for extra artifacts so that if I do draw the Hyper Beam, now I can still play it. There we go. More bank, whenever you climb a floor, gain 12 souls. No longer works when you spend any souls at a shop. That's another prismatic barrier. Prismatic would be such a great way to defend myself here, and then I'm just using the compile packages to dig for... I have to. Ooh, okay, draw a card, I guess. Yikes. What a garbage first turn right there. Okay. Curl up, and then we'll Twin Slam, throw out a defend, and a Floating Orbs as well. At least we get the 30 damage. I'm gonna go for the Ancients there. Nice. The idea being that then we would try and get something after that that's a bit more direct in terms of its damage dealing. Beam. This card into stasis. Walker Claw would be available in 2 turns' time. The enemy's about to buff and then they're gonna leave, so that's not going to be relevant. So really what I want to do is just take something out of the cycle. So I don't draw it again. Make everyone vulnerable, and then just start dishing out damage left, right, and center. Okay, yeah, we've got a good chance of killing it in the next time we encounter it, especially if we have some support with a potion or two. Ouch. That Onyx looks real good. I also actually really like a Dolly's Mirror on another compile package. Actually, I like that a lot. Take an artifact, and then we'll cut a card from the deck. Let's cut off to the left. We'll enhance a... I mean, draw a card, gain an artifact is like a pretty good barrier. Upgrade the other one and start looking for some gems to socket. Mummified Hand. Whenever you play a power card, random card in hand costs 0 for the rest of the turn. That matters because we have not only Orb Walk, but we also get from compile packages a fair few extra ones. Ooh, look at the spike. Spiker and the Time Bomb and the... Well, that's going to work in my favor there. Although I think I will just go for the instant kill. I don't know. It seems slightly better. Okay, package Ancients gives us all of these. And just play out all of those and that. And then... Get them. Mango! Pumping up, raising max HP by 14. Ooh, Speed Potion matters a lot here, in fact. There. Garnet. Good gem. Totally reasonable gem to want to socket. Go for another upgrade on the Prismatic Barrier. We are pretty much done with upgrades at this point. So now we can do the resting that is so desperately needed here. Ooh, bronze. Bronze armor, Orb Beam, and then Hyper Beam for 75 damage. Okay. Let's go for the draw, make the enemy vulnerable, use floating orbs to make something cost less, defend, and then we're looking for kill this turn. Compile finds ancients, which certainly help. Certainly helps a hell of a lot. Whenever you play power card, heal for 2 HP, we have so much anti-attrition at this point as well. Do I take a ruby? Just pop it in the prismatic barrier? Yep, we do. Ruby's actually quite good for us at this point. We have enough artifacts that we should be able to hold on to it relatively commonly. Let's curl up and then compile. Again, going into bronze. Oh my gosh. Bronze armor, then ruby so I can keep the damage, and then the enemy dies against my thorns anyway. Flex motion, also honestly probably more important than the liquid. No, liquid can end a fight with an extra beam. Walker Claw. I think I'm okay with where I am. Nice, we got the package bronze. So, bronze armor, ruby, orb beam, hyper beam. I can't summon back hyper beam and play it again instantly in order to win here, unfortunately. I also want to try and get through this without using a potion if at all possible. Okay. Get a good hand for the next. Add the vulnerable to all enemies. Keep striking. Just keep striking. On damage. On damage. Found it. All right. Here's where the run really comes together, right? Ooh, spot weakness. When targeted enemy takes damage, gain 1 momentary strength. All I need to do is, after all of that, play something that gives me artifact. Gain 12 block, gain 4 momentary thorns if you're in defense. That's so good as well. Spot weakness and strength. Like, we just need strength. We need the ability to scale. It's got to be spot weakness, strength. Maybe even flail. Got to strike from the deck and then move on. Guardian Coil is some AoE to this as well. And we have like very little AoE except for that flail right now. All right, I'll take a Guardian Coil as well. That was a really good shot for us. Make them all vulnerable. And, I mean, look. Let's go. Power Potion, maybe? Orb Walk, maybe? I actually probably want that Repulsor, right? Burn out the statuses that are going to invariably added to our deck in the final fight. It's weird to turn down a Power Potion here, but I think it's correct. Okay. Compile again. So this one's just going to be Orb Walker, try and buff ourselves as well as we can. I'm intentionally not going to play the Ruby here because I want to prevent the Snecko's Glare. More than I want to prevent anything else here. Compile for bronze. Found it. Okay. There's like 3 copies of this rare card as well as the Guardian gear is so good. Because this is giving me not just, like, this is giving me regularly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that I get to play on the same turn. And if I don't spend all of my energy specifically going for the bronze one, I can do it again, which is just a bunch of triggers of 2 block whenever I play a card. So I get to be very aggressive and very defensive at the same time. Oh, so good. Dew Potion, though. Dew Potion probably is better than Liquid. Is it? It's Liquid Instantaneous. Ancient Power is actually really good here as well with the Mummified Hand as well as the Birdface Urn. But is it actually good enough to put in the deck? Like that, still possibly no. It's still good. It's still good. Pile for probably Ancients here. Persist for 5 turns, but it will be evacuated by a Guardian World. Got it. That does make sense. Like, it's just, I wasn't thinking about that possibility at the time. Make you vulnerable, and then damage. Interesting. This one persisted. So entrenched at the start of your next 3 turns, don't leave defense mode. Okay, so if I leave defensive mode and then get back into defensive mode, I should still be fine by the end of the fight here. Let's go for all of these, have them pop off, and then I'm just gonna murder. Fruit juice! Does the max HP even matter to us here? These just confirm that our boss fight is going to ultimately win, right? I'm going to drop the duplication potion for it. These are like carried to the Meow fight right now. Right. Meow, I mean. I'll see myself out. Spot some weakness. I'm going to flail. Gain myself a strength the easy way. Ultimately, my goal here... yeah, my goal here is just to keep as much strength as possible with only using 1 artifact if possible. Thankfully, we have extra defense for the next turn as well. Okay. So Ancient Power wants to go off at the end of this. No, but that doesn't have an artifact in. All right, what do you got? Package Bronze? Okay, sure. We'll get the artifact at the very end of the turn then. Attack. Attack. Then... keep on attacking. So you can see that we now have 10 that's going to be disappearing at the end of the turn. I'm going to enter defensive mode. And therefore, keep all 10 of it, only using the 1 artifact. Which then makes these Orb Slams pretty good. Armorer's Tincture. Gain 4 block each time you play a card this turn. That could end up mattering, so... seems like a reasonable option there. Spheric Shield. I kind of just want to exploit gems, to be honest. Need to find more gems to put in there to exploit, but happy to have it at the absolute least. Double the effectiveness of potions. I mean, look. The Niao fight is straight up solved with that. But I also want extra energy, like a lot. Ah. I'm gonna take the Slaver's Collar here literally just because we haven't had extra energy offered. If we'd seen like a Citrine for extra energy or something like that, I actually may have used that instead. We do still have the ability to get all of the gems before the end of the run, thank you. So, momentary strength. I mean, honestly, the exploit gems kind of wants all the momentary strength right now. We still have to upgrade early the things that we need upgraded. Destroy the Hyper Beam now. New protocol destroy? No, it's fine. It's fine. You're not going to be able to because I'm going to compile for... No, we didn't find more damage. That's what I was supposed to get there. Game. Didn't you read the script how this episode goes? Add a crystal shiv to your hand. I want to put that in prismatic barrier, maybe? I think it's good enough. Let's enhance a prismatic barrier with that. So defense is for extra. I'm also going to recall to get the ruby key so I can break that later. I'm going to have to save enough money to break all of these as well. That's going to be an important thing that I might forget. So keep in mind. Vent Steam. I don't think we're going to find enough gems to fill another Vent Steam as well as all of the other cards that we have. Toxic Egg. One of your skill cards, you don't upgrade it. As much as I want that, I think we're done with our build. So I don't really think it helps us. Ancients. Great pick up there. Let's go bronze. And shapes. Then we make Hyper Beam cost 0 at the very end of the turn as well. Oh my god, sorry for the sudden silence there, but I was enamored with what was about to happen. We even get to curl up and then exploit gems here. Flail as well to round out the turn. Oh my god. Nice try debuffing me, nerd. How'd that work out for you? Alright, then prismatic barrier, I think. Yeah, it's prismatic barrier, shiv, twin slam, and then we'll do the other prismatic barrier at the very end in order to retain our strength. No, we retained our dex there instead of the strength because we also had momentary dex. Rough. Rough, but sometimes it do just be like that. Very lucky that was the affected one. We ended up getting the kill there. Fire potions still don't need it. Quartz, draw a card. Exactly the kind of thing we're looking for. Thank you. Gotta go off to the left. Reserved insect. Enemies in elite combats have 25% less HP. Not exactly a hugely impactful relic at this point, but it is 125 damage against the giant head, and that can matter. So maybe it's exactly what we needed. Study attack accelerates. Come on, compile driver now. Compile driver now. Compile driver now. Oh, spot weakness is exactly the worst thing to miss. Ugh, really? No compile driver for me? I could have sworn I was going to get one of those. Because I keep asking. So all 3 compile drivers are here at the very bottom of the deck. We're about to have a big turn. We'll take a shapes to make other things cost less. Ancient to do the same. Bronze to actually utilize it though. So we go bronze, bronze armor, ancient, construct, get the power, and then make the hyper beam cost 0 as well. Right. And then we make all the rest of that cost 0 too. And then finally round out with a hyper beam for 252 damage. And then we also had 4 energy, so we could have kept going. Ornamental Fan, whenever you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block, as well as Quantum. No. Pass that too. Break. 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 Okay, now we actually have the ability to go to the end of the game as well. Draw a card. Oh my god, draw a card. Draw a card. Draw a card in the Prismatic Barrier that already has draw a card in it. That makes a lot of sense. Let's also... I mean, Spot Weakness wants to be 0 cost so that the powers on play don't try and decrease its cost. Also, anything being 0 cost is really good for us. With the arm ceasing top. Okay, Ancients. Let's get him. Good fight. All right, shapes this time, I guess? Not exactly the best ordering I could have done there. But apparently not the worst either. Akabeko, your first attack each combat deals 8 additional damage, as well as a block potion I don't really want. Vulnerable, add that vulnerable to the one that's already making everyone 1 vulnerable, so we double vulnerable everyone that turn. Love it. Block potion is significantly more defense than that. And Guardian Well is almost lethal, right? Yeah, especially with the vulnerability on all enemies. Fruit Juice. Okay, I'll take more max HP though. Steam, Fragmented Gem. I mean, Fragmented Gem maybe with the Exploit Gems gives me the ability to utilize the Spot Weakness slightly better. I mean, that's actually a pretty good selling point. I don't think I take it though. Quantum Chamber. You stumble open a box. A box. Its cover etched in strange runic symbols. Peering inside, you notice a strange egg-shaped device humming softly. You don't know what it is or what it's for, but the energy coming from it makes you think it must be powerful. Quantum Chamber, upon pickup, choose a card. Start each combat with that card removed from your deck. On the 4th turn, return it and 2 copies of it to your hand. And we get a Curse of Aging. So 4th turn is not when we're going to want to, like, double Spot Weakness someone or anything like that. They cost 0? It and 2 copies of it to your hand, so they don't cost 0. We could compile package and just try and hard go off on that turn. So I think that's probably our best play. You decide that something this powerful is meant to be used. You pocket the egg and be on your way. But the runes glow. But as the runes glow, rather, you gradually feel time itself slipping away, making you slower. Ooh, spots of weakness. Prism some barriers. Oh gosh, we're gonna have to take a bunch of pain here, aren't we? At the absolute least, it should set us up for the rest of the time. Package Ancients as well. And then just completely pop off. $30 extra. Yeah, 30 extra doesn't really mean anything to me, friend. Does it? Does, actually, doesn't it? Well, I'm going to take some damage here, friend. But thankfully, Compile Package is here to save us. Let's see exactly what we can get done here. So we'll go with a bronze on that one, ancients on this, Wall Walker here. And then ultimately the goal is just make sure the Hyper Beam gets cost reduced. Oh, Hyper Beam already got cost reduced. Well done. Wall Walk even got cost reduced there. Love it. I'll be keeping my 20 strength, thank you. So then all I need... Not enough energy. Oh, that's why that didn't work. Enough energy? Oh, I got 2 ancient constructs and both of them triggered on the same turn. Yikes. Thankfully, we still have so much damage that it's okay. Oh, good strength. Liquid memories versus spider... Fine on all of those. Actually, no, we'll heal up and take the liquid memories before running. I should be very careful not to get a curse here. All right. Let's go for the buffs. Revenge Protocol. When you leave defensive mode, gain 3 momentary strength into defensive mode. So I'm gonna exit defensive mode. And then I'm gonna enter defensive mode. I'm gonna exit defensive mode. Trying to gain a bunch of extra strength there, making the rest of the fight simpler. All right, enemy's going to try and debuff us, which is fine. We get to keep 11 strength here, so we should kind of get to just go off. No? Okay, I'm fine with that 24. This is the turn where we really get to go off. Nice. Swift pots, as well as charge up Sapphire. Does that mean something to us? The ability to re-enter defensive mode. I mean, it'll eventually mean something to us. But will it be necessary by the time that it means something to us, right? It's a pretty good question. I think it's fine. I think we only have like one more opportunity to pick up gems that we can really use anyway, so it's probably the last opportunity we really get. I mean, do I just go for the straight up damage? I think so. That hyper beam later if necessary. No debuffs for us. Unfortunately, the enemy is doing as much damage as they possibly can. Really not keen on taking it easy this turn, are you, bud? All right, then. Keep our 3 strength and flail at the end of the turn. So we attack twice at the very end. Huh. So, hang on. Where's Flail? Deal 6 damage twice to all enemies, then gain 1 artifact. And we also have whenever targeted enemy takes damage, gain 1 momentary strength. So I would assume how these two would work together is we hit 2 times, or rather we hit once, we gain a point of strength. We hit once, we gain a point of strength. Whether or not it adds the additional point of strength to the second hit, honestly, that's kind of a little bit inconsequential, and it easily could just be you hit 6 times twice, those happen simultaneously. Then you also pick up 2 strength afterwards for each of the damage. But it seems like after all of that is resolved, you would gain an artifact, and then that artifact would allow you to keep both of the points of damage. But what happened there is we gained a strength, then we gained an artifact, then we gained a strength, which used the original artifact. It makes the flail significantly less powerful in this position than I thought it might have been, but we're gonna have to keep it in mind for the future. So if that is like a part of my scaling plan, hey, maybe it shouldn't necessarily be part of my scaling plan at the time, you know? Gem Finder, Orb Beam, nice. Let's go for Ancients again. Honestly, just playing out a bunch of Ancients is a really good scaling plan for us. Double up on Orb Beam and then just deal a bunch of damage to the boss. And go Ancients again. Have these 2 Hyper Beams for free as well. Gosh. Yeah. This is why we did the Quantum Egg how we did. 2 common gems. Nice. We go Momentary Strength and... we're done with gems, aren't we? Right? Momentary Strength goes into the Exploit Gems. Vulnerable goes into the Prismatic, and then Sapphire goes into the Exploit Gems as well. Yeah, we're done. Polybeam. That's a really good way to deal damage based on the strength we picked up so far as well. Okay, so you're going to be gestating a Dark Orb here. Not for long, it doesn't look like. You're generating 2 orbs here as well. Okay. Ooh, start out with the Polybeam because we have Akabeko as well. Great damage. We're going to overfill our hand significantly when we finally start getting the right cards. To which end, I may actually just want to throw out a core here. Literally just so I have more hand space by the time we get a compile. There we go. In fact, we probably want even more space because we're going to get 2 more compiles next turn. It's extra strength. So is this. Ultra defend, and then draw 2 cards as well as gain an artifact here. Mention power for another power, as well as Orb Walk. Nice. Again, I'm going to remove all orbs just because I think we've got the kill next turn likely with the compile packaging. Okay, so we'll start with the bronze automaton. Ancients is perfect here for cost reduction possibilities. Nice, we did get it on the hyper beam already. So just cast the hyper beam for 65. Ancient power and ancient attack. We won't use the ancient power yet. Orb Walker's probably the best one here for us, but let's look in here for... Dang, didn't find any more hyper beams. Just totally okay. Let's accelerate in order to get the spot weakness out. Then we start throwing out even more cost reductions from every other power that we can generate. Great. We'll incinerate to get the stasis strike back, use it, and then follow through to the rest of the turn. Win. Whew. Yeah! Triple Compile Driver on the same turn as well is so good! We did kill the merchant. Yeah, we killed the merchant. We extremely definitely killed the merchant. Okay. I brought him back. Now, I thought that that was the heart bringing back the merchant. I didn't necessarily understand why. However, the fact that it's happening off screen and not through a portal as every other heart, like, information to us has happened, as well as a comment in the comment section down below, inform me of this. I wish I could remember the name of the commenter. I do apologize about that. But it was that apparently Niao is the one reviving the shopkeeper here to try and defend themselves, which makes a lot more narrative sense. Very appreciative that someone informed me of that. Okay, we'll go Ancients then. We'll play Constructed at the very end of the turn as well. Refracted Beam for a decent amount of damage here. Okay, so we get 3 artifacts here. Just for free, basically. We can use Guardian World to leave this mode and then get back into it later. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Okay, can we kill this turn? I'm going to guess not. But it's not going to stop me from trying. 33. Never mind. We totally can. Kunai, whenever you play 3 attacks this single turn, gain 1 dex. Citrine. We actually found Citrine. My god. Well, what's Citrine go in then? Citrine has to go and exploit gems if we're doing it. Does it? You take Citrine. You don't not take Citrine. You need it. I didn't even know what I would want to dupe, but I know that I would want like extra defense on a turn that I otherwise missed it. I like the idea of having a double damage attack. I just don't think I can. I can't take that and the card removal service. I don't need the card removal service. No, I do need the card removal service. The early draw of pain is stopping my cycling too much. I want a defensive stance here. No, I don't think I need it. All right. Let's enhance things. It is the extra vulnerability goes into the prismatic barrier. So now it is 2 vulnerable in AoE. Then we also enhance to get more momentary strength in the exploit gems. And then we'll also get an extra energy out of that. If that has like double draw and an extra energy, like imagine how ridiculous that gets. Gosh, it becomes so impactful. First 2 status or curse cards drawn this turn because that can matter. Already got one on turn 1. Thank you, game. I can get a point of dex right now. I think I need it. Okay, hopefully we only draw 1. Ooh, we drew none. Is that better? Possibly not, actually. Ooh. Let's compile and look for... Okay, we found the armor there. I'm going to use bronze armor. Then I'm going to speed potion and then flex potion, just guaranteeing that I keep those. Get a point of dex there. Split some gems. Defend. Okay, now we're pretty safe. Not what I wanted. I'm going to burn out the bewildered there. Hey, Iki is actually ethereal. That's real good for us. I don't want to play anything for the rest of the turn because that Iki will just burn itself. Ow! Good hit, enemy. Good hit. At least we burnt both of those. Unfortunately, everything did become ethereal. But again, we should need to care if things are ethereal. Oh, God, we actually do need to care because I can't play all of these. All right, I'm just going to play them for whatever instantaneous benefits I can get. Bronze armor seems to matter a little bit at least. Spheric for more floating orbs, sure. Package later. Okay, so I can take the enemy down there. It's just I had to use all of my packages to do it, and those are the turns that I really blow up on. So I just hope that we've scaled enough now that the rest of the fight is simple. Happily take another 2 points of dex on that turn, though. Okay. Curl up for the vulnerability, the absolute least. I don't have a point of artifact, and I don't want to skip my next turn, so... We didn't get much ability to artifact ourselves. That is one thing that we are missing. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to shiv you. The idea being that then I want to follow up with all of the rest of the big boys, hence the unit that just came out. Okay, yeah, we should be fine here. Compile driver's in the next couple. Compile package. Obviously used to referring to the card compile driver. Ancients, yes, I want ancient construct and I want the extra artifacting like real bad. Okay, let's get as much strength as we can this turn. Spot weakness. Yeah, spot weakness has been used. We used spot weak point on Niao, and then they disappeared, so we lost that version of it. Got it. So I'll get another power and some stasis slots here. Oops. We've definitely outscaled the enemies at this point, though. And also, these orb slams are so dang important for us. They constitute so much of the damage we're actually capable of. Nice. Kill the Watcher in a single turn there, pass. Set up the vulnerability, set up double strength as well as easy Walker Claw kill. Well, no, not easy. Never mind, not easy. Apparently, we're only going to get to 259 defense there, so I am worried about our health. Get him. Leaving a bunch of orbs in the deck is actually fine, because we don't have anything except for the hyper beams, actually. Never mind, we have hyper beams that hard stop us. But these orbs, as well as the Unceasing Top, could work together to have a decent turn. That hyper beam wanting to deal 104? Why is it 104? I'm not doing double damage with anything right now, am I? Huh. Yeah, we've only got 18 extra strength, so this should be 68. Why is it dealing 40 more? Oh, strength affects his card 3 times. I can't believe that I actually still didn't see that line. Like, I saw the damage, and then I saw the skip, and I was like, yep, that's how that one works. Got him. Oh, good turn right there. I'm going to lose energy in order to gain an artifact here. Happy to do so, though. I just want to hyper beam. I think maybe I just want a hyper beam. Let's exploit some gems. And maybe throw out a poly beam. And then finally, let's hyper beam for the kill. It seems like the play. I mean, we've been hyper beaming everything left, right, and center the entire run. Gotta stick with it at the very end. The heart conquers meow. And yet, does it begin again? Ooh, okay, I actually might go in. So, Cryo Chamber, gain 1 stasis slot. When a card enters stasis, upgrade it. There's also Barlow's Lordly Plate. Okay, obvious reference right there. When you use a card while in defensive mode, gain 1 more block. That's super powerful. Constructs Codex. If you end your turn with no cards in stasis, choose 1 of 3 cards to place in stasis. I also really like the idea of having that, just to splash some stasis into a deck that doesn't usually have it. It would also mean, at the end of your turn, if you have no cards in stasis, yeah, it would also mean save the turns prior to you playing, not prior to you playing this, so save the first turn, basically. You would always have a card in stasis, so you can always benefit from the cards that say, when you have a card in stasis, X. So I am also going to kind of trash my win-loss record here by jumping back into a run. Downfall. This one hasn't got the same thing. No, it hasn't. Okay, cool. Wait. It's showing all unlocks done? Eh? But it said that I was 1 off. Let's go there, and then I'm going to abandon the run. Hey, we got 6 points. Unlock. Okay, cool. Yeah, it did work. Gemstone Gun. Upon pickup, choose 3 gems. At the start of each combat, gain a card with Retain, Exhaust, and has each chosen gem socketed. Super cool. Pocket Sentry. So is it choose gems that you have in the deck? It can't be. Choose 3 gems. Yeah, this would be super hard to use if you had to float 3 gems in the deck at all times in order to possibly then get it and utilize it. Pocket Sentry. At the start of each turn, alternates between deal 7 damage to a random enemy and apply 1 weak to all enemies. Amazing. 50% of the time, your enemies are weak. Amazing. Upon pickup, choose a card. At the start of each combat, remove it from your draw pile. At the start of turn 3, add it to your hand. It costs 0. I like it. I like it. There are a lot of... So between this and the egg that we saw earlier, the Quantum Egg, there's a lot of delay a play of a card in your deck in order to get a more significant effect. The other one you only really want to use on low-cost kinds of things, whereas this one you obviously want to use on high-cost kinds of things, so that it's designed for different usages. I want to see the bottled anomaly in action. I want to play around with that one a little bit, but for the moment, my name's Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire Downfall. There is a playlist in the description down below with all of my content of the game part for the future, and hopefully we'll see you next time.